quite honestly, just from an observer's point of view, watching it on TV, it seemed as though the judge was very critical of some of your approaches. And as far as I can tell, most of that criticism came outside the presence of the jury, but nevertheless seemed very critical. There were a couple of issues that I just want to talk about. There was one, we talked about this video of Rittenhouse saying he wanted to shoot looters on a previous day. And apparently, obviously, that didn't come in, but you made reference to it during the testimony. And the judge was very upset with that, making reference to it. And he said that he had ruled on that issue already. And you had indicated that perhaps he hadn't ruled on that issue and that it was an open question. What happened there?
So first of all, I think your audience of attorneys,
I know he's got a terrible laugh. He laughs just like Kamala Harris.
Will understand what I'm saying when I say that Judge Schrader is a man, a judge who barks, and we've all dealt with judges like that. For those who don't know him, a lot of my
I knew it. I said this during the trial. I called this during the trial. This jackass has tried countless cases in front of Schroeder, and that is why he knew that he can get away with doing any kind of blatant BS, violating Kyle's Fifth Amendment rights, ignoring court orders, and that all that will happen is Schroeder will start screaming and do nothing.
Okay. Wow.
He knew this all along. Because he's tried cases in front of him so many times, he knew that, yeah, you're gonna yell at me now. Here we go, get it out. But I still got what I wanted to get as far as planting the seed in the mind of the jury. And this is he just admitted that I completely violated Kyle's rights intentionally, knowing that Schroeder would never ever punish me. He would scream at me and do nothing about it.
Yeah.
So unethical.
He's just a dog barking.
Yeah.
Friends have been shocked at some of his behavior, but honestly, it's par for the course with him. Off the bench, he is one of the nicest human beings you could ever meet. But when he puts the robe on, like some judges, he changes. And I've been in his court. I've been yelled at before. It really goes in one ear out the other. So,
oh shit!
Wow.
Holy shit, the fucking news media is going nuts with this. And Binger's like, yeah, I do this 5 times a week. What the fuck?
And your audience's lawyers, they know what I'm talking about. You've seen that kind of guy before. He's just all bark, all bite, no bites. I can do whatever I want in one ear, out the other. Boom. This is like, what I said Binger knew all along.
Yes.
He's like, I'm violating perps' rights 3 days a week. What are you doing?
And think of the total ego that Binger must have to come out. I mean, he's still got to try cases in front of Schroeder. He's still currently trying cases in front of Schroeder right now.
Oh, and
he's
know.
Coming out on this like piddly podcast being like, oh, I'm the big dog here. I don't listen to him. I'm not bothered by him. He's just a little yappy dog. Like, how's he saying all of this shit? He's not afraid this is going to come back to bite him in the ass?
It's unbelievable.
That is kind of crazy, huh? But I mean,
somebody
Schroeder,
send it to the judge.
Schroeder was upset about how the media was spinning this narrative about him that was completely untrue. I mean, I felt like Schroeder gave Rittenhouse a fair trial, and even the defense attorney said, he's known for being fair. As soon as you are convicted, he's like known for throwing the book at you, but. He's definitely got, everything, even the thing about the victims and the looters was fair, very fair. I would argue that the way Binger wanted to do it would be the unethical, unfair way. Even what Binger's talking about now, this ain't fair. This ain't ethical.
Totally unethical. It's totally unethical.
Yeah.
That was not unusual for being in that courtroom. So that's why I didn't really react to it, because I've heard it all before. To your point about
he's
that
almost
legal
painting
issue,
it like Schroeder was in the wrong, as if
I know.
I've dealt with that sort of abuse from before, but he's all bark, no bite, as if he wasn't completely just completely corrupt in the way he handled that case. It's specifically with respect to those 2 elements of violating Fifth Amendment rights and ignoring the judge's order, willfully ignoring it and pretending, oh, I didn't know any better. Oh, I thought that wasn't really decided yet.
See, this this is what drives me insane, because someone like Anna Kasparian, who sits on the Young Turks every single day and talks about criminal justice reform and all these, crooked prosecutors bending the rules so that they can get convictions against marginalized people. Like, this is this is the guy that you're idolizing, the guy who does this. Yeah.
Yeah. This corrupt guy. Yeah. By the way, some people I notice are asking in the chat, they're making comments like, "Oh yeah, well, good luck next time you face Schroeder again." Or can the judge punish him for saying this? Yeah, he can. The point Binger is making is he never will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. That Schroeder will hear this conversation and say, "That was really wrong of you to do. Don't ever do that again. And I'm going to scream at you. And now I'm really done. And yeah, okay, fine. We're not. It's not going to happen. You learn your lesson. Let's move on."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What can Schroeder do aside from just?
We could sanction him.
Can he?
Yeah.
He could sanction him left and right. He could theoretically throw him in prison in contempt of court for flouting the court's authority. There's a lot. You could seek to have him disbarred.
Wow.
Yeah. If he actually had any backbone, I just don't
that would not. I mean, think about that. The media narrative is Schroeder is like this biased white supremacist judge that totally got Kyle Rittenhouse off. If Schroeder came out and threw this innocent district attorney here in jail for prosecutorial misconduct, think of the Joy Reid segment right after that happened, because I'm telling you, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Judge Schroeder can't really do anything.
Right. Well, he could, but he won't. He could, but he won't.
Yeah.
You need a new hairstyle. I'm looking at this now. You really look a lot like him, Adam.
Fuck. I could probably do that outfit for you guys. Maybe I'll turn my camera off.
So cool.
You should get. Do you have a blue suit? You get on?
I do. I have my blue suit jacket right back here. I can
blazer.
That tie is a little like my Harry Potter tie too.
There we go.
It is.
Motion hearing prior to trial was he had.
Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you guys. Fuck you all.
Indicated that he was inclined to not allow that evidence in. But he would leave the door open based on the evidence at trial. And this is something he's done.
And that's where he slipped up, because old sneaky Binger is going to come in.
I will say,
trials that I've
when
had,
I was trying to figure out what picture to use for this, originally I thought about using some Binger Wojak memes that were created. And I looked at them and I'm like, these Binger Wojak memes look a lot like Adam Wojak.
Yeah. Okay, everyone knows.
Keep playing. I need 5 minutes. Right, I'll catch up.
Take your time.
A lot of judges like to make a decision on other acts evidence, what we call here in Wisconsin other acts evidence, Rule 404 evidence in the federal rules, long before trial, so that everybody knows the rules going in. But again, the verbiage, the words he used, the way he addressed me. It really is par for the course.
So you've been before Judge Schroeder before.
He's basically saying that he was abused. That oh my God, the hubris of this animal.
Yeah,
it's just it's just, if not for he's feeding into the whole mantra of that Schroeder here was biased in favor of Rittenhouse, and that's the only reason why Rittenhouse got off.
Yeah, just a abusive judge. You heard the ringtone.
So I've done trials with him, and I did trials with him over 10 years ago. I was in his court on a regular basis for over 2 years in our office. I think this is my third homicide trial with him. So I've done quite a few trials in front of him, and I'm used to him. Our entire office is very familiar with him. He's a judge, like I said, who's got a lot of bark. Oftentimes his bark is worse than his bite, like is true for a lot of judges. But you have to have thick skin in there, and you have to understand that there are times when he's going to use you as an example for whatever he's upset about. There are judges who...
Oh my God. He basically just said that he got in a fight with his wife this morning, and that's why he was angry.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who have different demeanors, as we all know, and some of their demeanors are more pleasant than others. And like I said, off the bench, he's an absolute prince. But in his courtroom, you have to be prepared to take a licking every once in a while. And like I said, been there before, used to it. Didn't really affect me too much.
So watching him, this is the first time, obviously, I've become familiar with him, and many people. Would you say, since you've been before him before, did he act typically? Did he act the same as he would have in other cases, or was there a difference in how he conducted himself because of this case?
I think the country got a pretty full and accurate picture of Judge Schroeder. He's got a lot of his own little peccadillos, the Jeopardy questions during jury selection, the ringtone, and answering his.
Oh my God!
The ringtone.
Yeah, the ringtone.
Oh my God!
How dare he love America?
Ringtone.
How dare he love America? Oh my God, that racist judge. He probably has a flag somewhere in his
box? It had an American flag on it. Oh.
This is crazy.
Phone in the middle of trials. The very learned treatises on the founders and on ancient history. He's an incredibly intelligent man. And, he is our longest serving judge currently in the state of Wisconsin. He's been a judge for, I think, 37 or 38 years now. And boy, I hope I'm half as sharp as he is at that age, because he's still, very mentally agile, very adroit on the law, very learned. But you have to understand that there are those little peccadillos, like any judge, and some judges have stronger and more obvious ones than others, and his are quite pronounced. But no, I think that was largely an accurate picture of what things are like in his courtroom on a regular basis.